So today what I'm going to be talking to you about, if you couldn't tell from my detailed drawing, is Darkest Dungeon, which is a video game that I recently started playing and I have come to really enjoy just from its mechanics and just the way it presents itself. So for those of you that don't know at all, Darkest Dungeon is a Dungeons and Dragons inspired video game, but it's more so inspired from the Gothic tales of old, the like Cthulhu. I can't remember for the life of me the name of them right now, what those style of stories are called. But how it works is you build your party and you are sent to this town that is just in ruins from all these mysterious entities and such. So you have to pick your party from this group of like unlikely heroes. You have just low-level base people of maybe a fighter or a cleric or a wizard, like typical fantasy world, like Lord of the Rings style characters where you have your sword fighters or your magic users. And how it works is there's a bunch of different quests to help around the town. You can go out and you can clear an area, just make sure it's safe and there's nothing dangerous there, or if possible, if there's a ton of enemies there, your mission becomes to clear them out or fight them. And once you get to the later levels, there becomes bosses to fight and such. What's really interesting is a couple of the details that make it more so of a challenging game than your typical Dungeons and Dragons style. And one of the ones is the map room system, which I have labeled here. How it works is you start in one of these areas, and the maps are way more expansive, but they follow this similar effect of like branching paths to the other. So you start in one room, and how it works is you can select to go to the next room, and depending on your mission, depends on where you'll go. If you're on a mission to search everywhere, you have to search every room. But if you're on a mission just to kill all the enemies, once you have killed all the enemies, then you can choose to leave. The problem with this becomes the light and dark mechanic that they have, hence the name Darkest Dungeon. How it works is you have torches, and you're only given a certain amount of torches, so you have to choose when and where to light them. And if you have a lot of light, then you can see into the next room to see what's there, see if there's maybe a trap or see if there's enemy. But if you have a dark light, then you can't see, so it's more of a harrowing journey to go into the next room. The counter set of this is if you play with darker settings, like at a low light, you get more rewards. So you get more experience or more gold for playing at a lower level. However, this also counterbalances with the sanity system. So instead of health bars, there is your regular health bar when you're fighting enemies, but there's also a sanity bar, which is the physical or the mental toil that it is having on your characters as you play. Like if they see something stressful, like a pile of bones get up and become a skeleton, it's very stressful for them. And should they lose their sanity, it's the same as losing all their health. They just go insane and you lose that character, which wouldn't be a problem if the game didn't have permanent death, which is when your character in a party dies, they are dead, and you must get a new character and start from scratch. And one of the problems that follows with this is resources. Before you set out on each of your quests, you are to pick your resources. You have to pick how much rations you're going to bring, how many torches you're going to bring, if you're going to bring any shovels or other like potions to heal yourself or to like cure yourself of ailments. This also comes into tie with between. It's not just you go room to room. You have to actually physically walk your characters between the passageways, and the passageways have their own miniature things such as like traps or hidden treasures or a locked chest, and depending on how many keys you bring with you on your mission depends how many things you get to open. If you don't bring a key, then tough, you don't get to open the thing. Or sometimes they'll have obstacles and you must bring a shovel with you on the quest to clear it. You can clear it without using the shovel, but it actually hurts your characters from the mental toil of having it. Now, this all comes in the thing of your characters will level up with you as they do quests and become stronger, but with the problem of permanent death and becoming stronger, just because they can take on harder missions doesn't mean you necessarily want to, because if they die during it, then you've just lost a very strong character. This all deals back to the town that you are trying to save. Once you go out on quests and get gold and stuff, you can start rebuilding the town, which will bring more heroes of better level or better strengths and differences. And all the characters that you can collect for your party of 4 are completely different. So it's just a very exciting game, and I'm very excited to play it more when I get home, and I recommend you all check it out. And that's my story.